Hey everybody, go get stock Star Trek Fleet Command music because, well, my playlist won't log in. My playlist won't log in. I don't know why, but it won't log in. So yeah, it sucks. Anybody else having issues with Spotify? Travis having issues with Spotify. Give me just a second. We'll get started. I know y'all just here to get started. I don't think, here, let me rotate this over. All right, let me turn this down. I've double checked, but I don't actually think a lot of the missions on this arc were free to play. Well, free to play level. I think a lot of the missions in this is very light. Let's check out the news post real quick. I'm pretty sure a lot of the missions this month, there just weren't a lot of them. There was only like 15 this month. Let me look. Let's see. Scroll. New missions. All right, there's 20. But 10 are ops 34 plus, 5 25 plus, and then the wave defense ones. So, yeah, they're your missions. Makes the storyline also introduce the new Section 31 and wave defense activity. So I guess there is a standard amount. How's everybody doing? Yeah, they're mostly in the holodeck, I believe. Sorry, you have to excuse me. We're doing a territory defense, and I'm trying to score. Even though I tend to forget these, I'm trying to at least get some scoring in. If we go to my holodeck real quick, we got tourists, strange new worlds, Borg. So I don't have anything in here. I guess I've already collected them. Or I guess, let's see. Would be one of these, would it? I don't think so. Check and help me out. I don't remember the names of them. There's a lot of things that y'all can ask me in Star Trek Fleet Command I'll typically know. Missions are generally going to be something I don't know. The first three, Nemesis and Captain's Table, I don't really give a flip about missions. Never have. Never really cared about missions. So, yeah, if it's those, there you go. They're in the TNG section of the holodeck. I just don't ever do missions. It's meh. I just don't do missions. I don't care about them. I do understand that for a lot of players, they're an integral part of the game and people enjoy them. So heck, I'll go ahead and start that one. I just don't ever give a dang about missions. Honestly, they never really pay out anything valuable. And I'm not coming to Star Trek Fleet Command for lore of Star Trek because, yeah, I'm not. So there they are. They're in the holodeck for those missing those. After 6 years, will we ever get the Darwin officer? Probably not. I don't know the answer to that question. When are they going to do a TOS movie arc? I don't know. I would love to have a Wrath of Khan entire arc where we unlock our Miranda class skin, where we unlock the USS Reliant itself, maybe. I would love that. Hey, William, how are you doing? Welcome in, everybody. Hopefully, y'all are having a fantastic time. You don't do the missions for the lore instead of the rewards, but that's the thing. The rewards and missions typically are terrible, so that's why I don't care. The rewards and missions typically aren't worth the 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes it takes to do them, so I tend to ignore them. Unless it's a main storyline mission, the ones with the gold borders, I tend to do those, but that's about it. I got to make sure I do those. So speaking of, let me go ahead and send one out there and see what's actually happening out in that gold one. But how you doing, Sunday? Good to see you. Be so happy to have the Reliant. Same. I would love to have more, deep Star Trek dives into this game. I think that'd make it really special. I guess the missions would be part of that. I just understand that some people like missions, some people like mining, some people like PvP and OPC hunting. It's whatever style you like, and there's no wrong answer. It's quite literally, sorry to pick up my charger for my phone. It's quite literally whatever it is that you enjoy. I think that's dope. Right now, I'm enjoying Baldur's Gate 3. We've been streaming it on stream. So, yeah. How do we get your help for getting Obstacles 40 unlocked on our server? Nathan, depends on what your server is. I know recently I looked at, server like 101. They just honestly didn't have enough people. So it's kind of like no point looking at it, but it just depends on your server. We can take a look at it, and then I will then talk to the overlords and say, hey, we got a lot of players here waiting. They've been, hankering, and see how it goes. To achieve Ant Game supremacy, Sam, we met about 80-ish, 85% of the goal. So, I mean, pretty good. Yeah, we didn't 100% or anything, but it's enough to hopefully help pay for taxes. I mean, not definitely going to be able to pay for taxes, but every little bit helps and is greatly appreciated. How are you doing, Sam? So, how are you doing? You're a 101? Yeah, I looked at 101 and it's nowhere near ready for Ascension. They had less than 50 level 39 players. So, by like my eye, 101's not ready for Ascension at all. So, that doesn't mean that there aren't people who went to level 39 immediately and aren't bored as heck. But I'd be surprised if 101 got Ascension anytime soon. Just because there's not many people there, like ready to level up and go to that next step. My camera has me like super red and pink today, and the white balance is like heckin' off. Oh well. Thanks again for all your wicked advice. Certainly helped me progress through all the ops that got me to where I am today as a 35 OPC hunting animal. I love to hear that. That actually makes me very happy. Thank you for brightening my day. Thank you for brightening my day. Believe that I have completed all events and missions so far that I have the Enterprise E Troy, but I'm too short. Is there other events coming? I mean, you got a whole week of events coming this week. You got an entire week of events coming, Daniel. This is not the end. This is only the 17th. We've still got Christmas coming up. You've got, 7.5 days left of the arc itself, and then you've got the Christmas and New Year's. So yeah, opportunities will present themselves. Currently have 260,000 event store loot. I need 425 to tier Enterprise E data and Neelix and the rest of the pickle prints. What else do you suggest I have if I have extra shards? Literally what I said in the video, JC. My opinion has not changed from the video. Co-hosted Karate Club / Dojo holiday party last night. Huge success. And I fulfilled a bucket list item of donning one of the inflatable T-Rex costumes. Okay. Well, that's interesting. Duan, I'm just going to go ahead and say now, don't expect the pickle limit to be raised. At this point, I don't expect it to go from 100 to 200. It's get your 100 pickle, and that's what you're getting. I don't think it's going to change. If it does, fantastic. I would love it to change because obviously players ask me literally every day, just go ahead and start passing along the word no change. Because at this point, I highly doubt it's happening. If it does, it's going to be a happy surprise for all of us. Happy surprise for everybody. So, yay, happy surprises. What's this? Ooh, ship parts? Oh, there's 3-star. Oh, 4-star ship parts? Absolutely. Absolutely. Try looping to an alliance, which is looking for pickle sourcing. Yeah, I mean, that's what you're going to have to do. If you want the pickle, you're going to have to join one of those top 3 alliances that have that service, even if it's temporary, and go from there. And I get that that's annoying / sucks, but if you're a player, especially a player that's leveling up in the game, you're going to want the pickle. You might not be happy about it, but you're going to want the pickle. So just something to keep in mind or go after, right? Was that the limit 15 G4 ships? I don't know what you're talking about, Charles. There's always been a limit on basically every ship in the event store with the exception of the Meridian and the Stella. There's always been limits. Now, they did finally go up and put the little tags so you could see them, but there's always been limits. Like, always. There's always been limits on all these ships. And the Vidar for 20, okay, that's a full unlock. But yeah, there's always been limits. They just haven't, I guess they can call it lazy. They haven't actually posted what the limits are, but they've always had limits. So, now as we're going up, the Overlords will change it out of spite. I would love that, Slag. I absolutely would. By the way, Slag, thank you. By the way, I didn't see you last night on the stream, so let me just say thank you. I really appreciate you. Yeah, maybe they will. Completely out of spite. And you know what? If it takes them spiting Rev to get things done, spite me. Make me your laughing stock and whipping boy if it gets things changed. I'll be honest. At this point, I don't really care. I'm just tired of being asked the question. No offense to anybody who asked the question. As players, I completely get why y'all are asking the question. I'm just sick of being asked 400 times every day, is it going to happen? And yes, not y'all's fault. That's Scopely's fault because they don't communicate worth a damn. So it is what it is, right? In a pickle, just reached level 39. I have to start mining G4 gas. Sadly, my horizon doesn't warp that far. William should be using your level 30 faction miners, and they can reach that far. Plus, what you can do in territory. Go ahead and do these missions. Can you send the Klingons out against Triplebot? Getting tired of hung up on it. Sorry about that, Leonard. Successfully scrapped my first D3 with 4-star materials. Which prime should I get? Prime piercing, prime officers, prime 3-star materials? Same thing it always is. Prime Stella efficiency, prime officers, and the 3 refines. Same ones as always. Boss, how are you doing? You can use the Meridian. Not at 39 because you don't have the rare, you don't have the uncommon ship parts to have much warp range in a Meridian at 39. So the faction ships are your best bet. Are you the only one that finds waves dull? I would say this. Yes, it's completely okay to not enjoy waves, but waves have definitely been very well received with the stability issues aside. It's definitely been a very well received mechanic, and a lot of people seem to be enjoying it. That doesn't mean that it hasn't been inundated with just issues the first week, but definitely have gotten mostly positive feedback. Now, again, we could do the end of month survey and that'd be completely different, but so far from what I've seen between the Discords and chat and YouTube comments, etc., people like wave defenses. I personally really enjoy wave defenses, and we've been doing like at least one on stream every stream. And I got to do another one today, obviously, because we have another wave defense event. But yeah, I mean, people seem to really be enjoying waves if you can get it and it be stable. Now, unstable waves, nobody's enjoying unstable waves. Everybody hates unstable waves. But if the waves are stable, people like them. If the waves are unstable, they hate them. So, are they planning on doing an update or new skin from Meridian? Not that I'm aware of. No, Chris. No. Waves are too complicated, so I've not done a single one. Waves aren't complicated at all, Charles. What do you mean? How are waves too complicated? I don't understand that. Are you saying like the organization, like your group or friends is too difficult, or? Because it's definitely not complicated. I mean, that's not the word I would use to describe waves. Go there, fight 10 waves of hostiles. What's the complication part? We even have maps across all the Discords that show where the hostiles spawn and when they'll spawn. So, are they planning to adjust the hostiles in wave defense? No idea. I know that we've pushed really hard to get like the early levels done, like get those adjusted, but are they getting adjusted? I have no clue. Of course, there's more to waves event, just not complete 3 waves. I don't have a problem with it, but okay. They're easy, just prep your ships. And now, I mean, level does come into play, Dale. I mean, like for me, on the Borg Sphere ones, I start becoming useless around wave 7. With the exception of chasing the speedboats. That's about it. but it just depends on where you're at. For watching the stream, I have a better idea. Charles, I truly don't know what could be confusing about waves. I really don't. I mean, they're pretty simple. It's literally get 5 people, everybody joins the system, and then you try to survive 10 waves. I mean, waves are much easier if you use voice. If not, you watch everyone run up with their heads cut off. See, Ray, we almost never use voice here in my alliance, and we don't have that problem. We can do it in chat, but you are right that the better communication, the better you're probably going to perform. And making sure that everybody has a certain role, and maybe even micromanaging what ships that you're bringing, all those are good. But if you've got a good group, you're going to get several waves past where you would if you're just going out with maybe pubs, randos. My Enterprise Picard with full synergy, have they fixed that? I know they've made an announcement about it several days ago. So should be working and all for the events now, but should be and is are two very different things. So I'm not lucky, Ray. We just coordinate. Luck has nothing to do with it. I don't even like the word luck. It has nothing to do with luck. We're just good. And that's the key. Train your people to be good and they'll be good. Luck has nothing to do with it. I didn't magically just get a group who knew what's going on. We train. I mean, you got to understand that the best alliances in this game, I'm not trying to hype up IA. I'm saying, like, generally speaking, the best alliances in this game are well organized. They communicate. They teach their members how to do things where you don't have to use voice. That's what great alliances in this game do. So I'll just say, make sure that your alliance is working towards those goals and you're doing those things needed so that y'all can be the best of the best. Because that's what the good alliances are doing. They're doing all that organization. They have people who are in charge of the Armada runs, and they have people, who are overseeing how, this group of players is doing in this set. That's what the good alliances do. So make yourself good alliances. Try and get your alliance the same. Yeah, I mean, it can be tough, I guess, especially if an alliance isn't used to it. But once you get the ball rolling, the alliance quickly figures out how much it can benefit them. It's kind of like even with formation armadas. I realize it's easy to start forgetting about this. I'm going to do another pull for this in 3 days. But all of this, like, you just get to a point where it becomes an understood of what everybody's role is when you're doing those things. And that's what you have to do if you're trying to lead your group, make them as good as they can be, right? That's what you got to do. Still waiting for one player to do solo runs 10 out of 10. I don't think it's possible to solo 10 out of 10. I would love to see that happen. I don't think it's possible to solo a 10 out of 10 wave, one person, 2 ships. I don't think it's possible. And consider that a challenge, by the way. I truly don't think it's possible. And no, I've not done Anomalous Phenomenon, but 6 of my ships are currently tied up as I am attempting to finish out this battle pass right here. I need 57, 60 more points, which actually I probably have that already. Let me recall and see. Let's see what recalling 2 ships gives me. I might already have it. Yeah, I've already got it. So we'll go ahead and recall all these, and that'll finish up that. Now I can actually do some of my other grinds and stuff. But thank you for the reminder. Unless they put out a prime that eliminates combat time for waves. Yeah, maybe. You soloed and died on wave 2. Yeah, and as you increase, so remember, waves are set up to be like a tiered thing. Like wave 3, 6, and 10 are all milestone waves. They get harder, and the number of hostiles will start spawning more as well. So that's part of your problem too, is can you kill the hostiles fast enough when you've got that, 5-6 second timer that you've got to play against? Level 64 here, 100% agree with Rev that a solo 10 out of 10 is impossible. Yeah, it's just who could really get through all those different waves? If you can, dude, I would make a video about you if you can video you soloing a 10 out of 10. Hey, maybe we make that the challenge. Who can solo at the highest? See which of the 60s can go out and solo at the highest. It would have to be, in my opinion, somebody with a speed crew on a Talios and a Borg cube that's really highly tiered. Because technically the Borg cube can operate as 3, or Borg cube can operate as 2 with its beam. But yeah, beyond that, I don't, it's more of a question of how high can they go, I guess, because I don't think anybody could 10 out of 10 it. I just don't think it's possible. I just don't think it's possible. But the big cube would help basically operate as a third ship. But yeah, all right, let me go ahead and do these missions just because y'all brought them up. For those that have been missing them, 15 of the missions are in the next generation. Hey! It's our guy from Nemesis. In the holodeck, if y'all haven't picked them up quite yet. So go pick them up. Ops 80 players someday? Well, again, unless they make it to where you can have more ships as a single player, like, this has been raised, and I actually think it's a great idea. I think that they should open up and do, again, this is just me, I think there should be a wave defense run that's a solo run. I love the group ones, and I don't think the group ones should go anywhere. But I think that they should do some solo runs with wave defense and have a solo option. I think that would be really, really unique and really, really cool. So that's something else I think that eventually they should look at doing, and that way we could bring, I guess, because of how they set up, bring as many ships as you got docks, right? And just see how efficient you could play. I would love for there to be a solo version of that at some point. Obviously, we're not there right now, but I think Waves has great potential, and now that it's finally not being the laggy, poopy mess that it was when it launched, yeah, it's been a lot of fun. Here, let me set these miners out real quick. Apologies. Beat one wave and then it was done. Yeah, trying to solo it now is definitely designed for groups, right? You can definitely run this and see that wave defense are designed for groups. But I think it would be really cool to have it. And then there's also just the truth that there are folks out there who don't like running with groups. Completely okay. Not going to judge you. I mean, yeah, you should play with friends. But at the same time, if you want to solo that bad boy, who am I to tell you that you shouldn't? Who am I to tell you that you shouldn't? They should let the 5 people apart of wave defense separate alliances. You can do that, Charles. You can do wave defense with people from other alliances if you so choose. Now, generally, they tend to kind of get in my way, so I don't necessarily like pubs, which is just public lobby, shorthand for public lobby, for those who have no idea what I'm talking about. I'm not usually a big fan of pubs, but at the same time, I think it's cool that you can do it with other people outside your alliance. There still needs to be a way to select who's in it. So, still needs to be a way to select who's in it. Either way, have daily tier group event, have a solo of the same would be awesome. You're saying like missions being completed, hence all the clicking. Apologies. So you're saying like if you go through all of these, there's our Q's trial ones. I need to go do Q's trials, Alliance Unity, Exocomms, Cloak. We got all the X-Borg ones. There's our swarms, freebooter dominance. What exactly are you referring to? Are you talking about it as in the event that's going on that is basically a group-based event? Is that kind of more what you were speaking to? And Nemesis Part 4 is done. Yay, there's a Troy Shard. Okay, so you're talking about the actual event in Season Pass. All right, noted. So when I hear dailies, I tend to think dailies. So makes sense. And I get what you're saying there. Or Pug, pickup group. Yeah, that's fine. I've heard Pub used mostly in my gaming career, just in terms of like public lobby, but Pug also works. If there's any chance, any change to waves, like to make the hostile impulse speed just slightly slower. See, I wouldn't, Carissa, because I think there's a challenge right now. Even if you're in the 60s, the Slag is still here. He can speak to this. Even if you're a player in the 60s, there's a challenge to waves. And part of that is the fact that they aren't slowies and they actually move. I wouldn't change it. The only thing I would change about waves hostile wise is I think that the first couple levels of the Borg one need to be easier so that low 30s players can guaranteed complete. That's the only real hostile changes I would personally make. I love that they're fast. I love that you have to pay attention to the zoomies, and I love that you have to note what your ships are and the organization. I think that's a good thing. But again, that's just me. That's just me. I do the low ops at ops 35. I can't chase down surveys with impulse 90. Claw, if you have her, Strange New World Una, Huron on your Talios. Zoom away. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Talios with Speed Crew. Hell, you could even use Rialta with the Speed Crew if you've got the Rialta Speed skin. Shout out to the old school Rialta. It has its speed skin. Here's go through our refits. I don't think I have. I think mine's the battle skin. Yeah. I also do have the Swift skin. So there you go. Rialta with a Swift skin. Because those surveys are 303 power. Your Rialta is strong enough. So again, like if you're talking about tactics for lower level players, if you want to get a low level player in there to help, look, just literally have their secondary ship out on speed duty. Right? You don't have to apply it. I applied it because apply. But if you go into the unlock more, I'll show you what that skin does. There's a lot of skin. Look at the Enterprise E gold skin. I'm not buying that. You crazy. Not that I'll see it anytime soon. But it gives you a impulse speed boost of 20 just for having that skin on it. So yeah, I mean, if you're a player in the 30s, you can definitely contribute if all you do is chase down the traders. That helps. Believe it or not, that really does help. So everybody can have a role and everybody can contribute, but I still think that the lower ops levels need a less difficult run for those first couple waves. You do the missions for the special loot. I'm glad, Piano. And for event store currency, certainly a reason to do it this month. I think I'm currently at, I really don't want to move, but I guess I'm about to move. I think I'm at 350-ish thousand right now. And that's where I'm at. Let's see where I'm at. I'm at 323,000 at the moment before doing anything today. Also need to check the ticket events, because I have been really bad about not doing my ticket events. So let me come down to ticket events. Yeah, see, like the Eclipse one I hate, but I guess I'll click it. Worms, us regular hostiles. I've got to do hostiles here in a minute. Mine crystal. Oh, I got to mine gas. Ooh, so that's a thing. Oh, that probably explains why that first one was on a Hydra. All right, so we're going to recall that. Do that. We're going to go mine some more gas. You're skipping the ticket event until next run? That's fair enough. A lot of people will do the ticket events right now, like during this month, because of the event store currency. But either way is a legit strat, right? There's no wrong answer here. Just do whatever is most comfortable for you and what's best for you and your account. So for 31 favors and rewards, have some nice stuff. You definitely want to be doing waves even after this month. I agree, Pseudo. And the only big thing is that, like, the more they add, the more you do, the more that has to get left behind. And in this case, we're talking about leaving behind another loop. Some loop has got to get forgotten at some point, right? And you're going to have to start, like, valuing what loop is more important to you and your time. But I think wave defense has a lot of good potential in this game because it's actually a mechanic that, in my opinion, is useful. So 250 uncommon. What a terrible pull. Hopefully this one's better. Slightly better. Not great. Oh, man. That was shockingly disappointing. It is definitely getting grinding again, Pseudo. And I do appreciate their efforts, right? With things like the Monavine. But also at the same time, the Voyager completely offsets it. And I'd argue the Voyager is way more important for grinding than the Monavine anyway. The Voyager, especially now with hopefully everybody dumping stupid amounts into Neelix, is the most important grind you got at the moment if you're a player in the 40s. Do I have to move my station? All right, I'll recall all of y'all just so I can quickly remove my station just for this silly daggum event. I'll go ahead and swap this out just for this silly mission. I'm trying to catch up on my gold missions. You can see I'm way behind on my gold hostile missions. You just want to earn enough tickets to get the rare tickets. So, okay. So to do that, obviously you would need to be able to do an entire weekends of tickets, 9 runs to get the rares. Scopely, going to allow more than 100 BPs for the pickle? No, Matthew. If they are, it's going to be a shock to us all. At this point, answer is no. They have not commented yes or no to anybody. I'm just going to go ahead and say no from now on. And if they change it, then yay, miracle. So. Oh, sad day. Well, that really sucks. Sorry, one of the members of my alliance just passed away. That sucks. He was a real good one, too. He was a real good one. That sucks. Anyway, if you're on server 20, Anubis has passed away. So, if you're on server 20 and you knew him, really good dude. Like, extremely kind person. So, that sucks. Anyway, back to the game, but that is a really sucky thing. I mean, I realize it's just kind of part of gaming. You know, you gain friends, you lose friends one way or another, but still sucks. He's a good dude. Good dude. No Baba Yaga. Honestly, love it. Ops 35 can kill the whole wave 1 of FKR or PMC/T. I do it with my Centurion. People with G3 Epic should be able to do it easy. Use the second ship for trader duty. Raj, just keep in mind that the goal is to, you know, get further than level 1 or whatever, right? Like, you want to get further than that. That should be the goal. I need to find a 40+ system to go into. New Calgary is a place I can hub. I'm going to swap this out for the Voyager just because it's faster. We'll just get there in a couple minutes. So, Wave Defense is a great PvE content. I hope Scopely does more content. The same spirit. Was getting sick of the different Armada variations. That's probably one of the biggest reasons that I like it, is because, yes, it's a group play, but it's not more Armadas. And I think everybody had gotten tired of Armadas. So it's just, the whole format had just gotten old, and this is a completely new format. And that's a good thing. Let's see. Just texting everybody about Anubis. I'm assuming there's going to be a meetup. So again, just huge. Everybody give love to Anubis. Wait, was he actually? Wait, was I parked next to him? I think I was. Oh man. Yeah. Where's his base at? There's Bear, Crash, Marcus. Oh, there it is. There's Anubis. Not you. Not the cube. Thankfully, the arrow's there. Yeah, there's Anubis. How do you trade in broken ceiling rods to get a rod to open the treasury? So, Dean, there's actually a little button in your treasury that will do it for you. There's a little button in your treasury that'll do it for you. If you click the treasury, if you have them, it'll be right here. If you have enough broken to ceiling rods, you need 4,000. Any thoughts on this much treasury? Jimmy, my thoughts on the treasury are the same every single month. Does not matter the month. Every single month, the treasury is worth it. Now, value-wise, it's always good. Whether it's good for you in terms of it's stuff that you need, that's literally up to you. But is the treasury a good deal? The treasury is never not a good deal. It's always a good value. It's just whether or not it is the value that you need at that time. Literally, that's it. Some people might need it right now. Some people might not. But in terms of value, the treasury is absolutely always a good value. What system was that? I think it was Colt. I want to go back in there. But rest in peace to Anubis. Definitely have to put some ships out and give some love to him. Let's see. Put our Cerritos out. But yeah. Rest in peace to Anubis, yo. If you could choose one, which would it be? Pylon versus Coronar? Both. I have both. I love it. So, Wave Defense, another grind. The Wave's hostile strength is too much for most of the 30-35 players. I have even some 40 plus not helping much. It'd be nice if there was more realistic targets. The goal is, if you're in that 30, 40s range, to get between waves 3 and wave 6. That's where you should be aiming. If you're not actually getting there, then that's a different conversation that we need to have. But that's the expectation, for you to be getting anywhere from wave 3 to wave 6 in those ranges. And I'm glad you like it, Lloydson. Wave 3 to wave 6. All right, so I did need to go mine gas. I'm going to go do that real quick. Don't need to forget all these things just because all this other stuff's happening. Sorry, it kind of threw me off, man. It's wild. You know, play with somebody for years. And I know he was in Rogue for a long time, and just sucks that he passed away. But I mean, 5 years is a long time to be playing a game. So, I grew for my Enterprise so I can hunt 54 hostiles. Kenneth, I don't know who all you have. For example, you could have Voyager full synergy, would work out perfectly well. A Strange New World crew is very good. It depends on what crews you have, Kenneth, and that's the tricky thing is, I need to know what crews you have. Getting ready to go Ops 42 and then currently do at least 1 hour of rep grinding every day. We get a faction 1 billion lock. Will I have trouble with only a G3 epic? You could do that with just a G3 epic, Boomer. I mean, you will start getting some big hostiles, but for example, just to show you my rep, I am currently faction rep 1 billion for Romulan. So to show you what those hostiles look like, here's my daily goals. Come down here to my Romulan one. You see I've got to hit 50s. I can still PMC this, I mean, pretty easily if I wanted to, get to that point, right, and lock a 1 billion. So your epic is going to be able to, basically what you're going to want to do is grind in capital systems with Pipe Monroe Chin and Ricard Beverly Talon or Pipe Monroe Talon, etc. So, yeah, you absolutely can do it with an epic. I'm not necessarily encouraging you to only do it with an epic, but you can. The bigger ships, the better. Makes it easier. 7 of 9 worth unlocking? No. My video stays the same, man. Check out my video about what I would get in the event store. My recommendations have not changed since the video. So, recommendations not changed. Now, keep in mind, Tim, that 42s and 46s are going to be much better at the job. Can you do it? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. Doesn't mean it's going to be easy. That's definitely a slog you're choosing. Definitely a slog. That's not one of my favorite ones either. I'm going to go send... I'm going to swap this out for... just to make it a little bit more hostile friendly. I guess hostile unfriendly? We're going to send that out, do those missions. So, thank you, Mental. I appreciate it. A lot of people are complaining that the building upgrades are not counting for SLB. I've definitely heard that. It's got reported to the devs. Nothing I can really add to that. I will go ahead and tell you that those are typically things that I ignore because those type of SLBs are literally spend events for the spenders. So they are definitely aware of it. I have no idea when, if that is getting adjusted. They are aware of it. If that is, of any consolation. Is there a big difference between the 40 and 50 wave defense? Absolutely deep. Huge difference, actually. Much more difficult. Much more difficult on the other ones. Because you start having to face things like immortal hostiles. And it's definitely a much more difficult experience. Where is my gilded pickle while we're sitting here talking about it? I need to send it out. You know what? I don't even care. I'm going to send that out with that crew. We're just going to send that out to... Wrong way. Where's Cowboy Hat? Here we go. Send it out there. With that crew. Usually want to spend event credits to the end, but had enough to promote Neelix and went ahead and did it. One more level will be maxed. That's awesome. I mean, going after... If you know you're going after Neelix, obviously it's not a bad idea to get him sooner rather than later. For me, I want to have a good idea of like how much currency I'm actually going to end up with. But there is nothing wrong with just go ahead and maxing out Neelix. Absolutely nothing at all. If you can level him up, tier him up, that is such a big change. More commerce insignias, more biotoxins, more faction credits. It's just so valuable. So valuable. Just spent 1,000,000 loot on Sigma Tritanium. You feel so dirty. K92, why would you do that? So disgusting. You disgust me, K92. I want you to know that. You disgust me. Gross. How dare you? I want to recall that. Absolutely, how dare you? Somehow I cannot wait till last, but I do track how much loot I spent. That's fine. I know a lot of people who will keep a spreadsheet for the amount of loot that they have. And I think that's fine. I'm not that devoted. I truly am not that devoted. I don't have a spreadsheet for how much loot I've earned. I just go ahead and let it sit up there, and then I'll collect in the end. I do need to go through my refineries. I got 1 hour before I can do a lot of my refineries. But, okay. Got about 1 hour before I can do most refineries. Let's check this. Check that. Yeah, I got to go do that again. Oh, I can pull Latinum for some reason. Wonder why I can pull my Latinum. I must have pulled it early in the day. Borg. I need to go do solo Borgs. Don't have Sigmas. That's 5 minutes away. I guess I can do Titan. I forgot I did Titan yesterday. So, again, so many things to keep up with in the refinery. There we go. More of those rare fragments. Amalgam don't have. Territory. We'll go ahead and do what territory pulls I can. And I can do baby pull here. I got to go mine more 1-star. Chip parts. It's at 39. Having a raid for the lithium. Lithium gets used quick. Did my Borg cube eat up the lithium? I don't think the Borg cube's going to take that much dilithium, but raiding is certainly a fantastic way to make up for that, and love that you're doing it. I'm assuming you're using the amalgam. Absolutely great that you're doing that. I spent enough in the first secret contract, so I qualify for the final. That's why I'm going all out for Neelix. Neelix is worth his weight in gold pressed latinum. So he is worth his weight in gold pressed latinum. Disagree with you on your Neelix suggestion, but I thought about it and you were right. I know I'm right, Tim. I know I'm right. It's okay. You don't have to validate me. I appreciate it, but I know. Neelix is the right answer for everybody. I don't care if you're free to play or a spender. Neelix is the right answer. Neelix is the right answer. Monavine over rating? Nope. Chris is wrong as normal. What did you get for having a Ford truck driver in the chat? What you get for having a Ford truck driver in the chat? Oh, thinking the Monavine's more valuable. See, saying data is more valuable than Neelix. Look at these people. This is why Ford is the least reliable truck in America. Because of people like Carissa. Look at this. Look at this. This is absolutely obnoxious. Next thing, you're going to say that it's better to have a Borg cube than to have a Newton. It's not. It's not. Where do you use Neelix? Where do you use data? Data is better. Again, Carissa, it's not my fault you don't understand the game. Nobody who knows this game can say that data is better than Neelix. Nobody. If you know this game, Neelix is better, hands down, and it's not even close. It's not even a close fight. Neelix is worlds better than data. That doesn't mean that data is not useful. Data's in second place, but he's in second place and he's been lapped a couple times by Neelix. He's still in second place, but Neelix lapped him. Did you guys have the same problem with the event? Upgraded certain and didn't get points? Yep. A lot of people had that issue, Kenneth. All I can say is put it in a ticket. Put in a ticket. Mbanga over Neelix. We'll say Dr. Mbanga is really good in Strange New Worlds. So you might win that one. He's certainly a better Star Trek character. Absolutely. Absolutely. You might win that one. He is a better Star Trek character. I will give you credit for that one singular point. One singular point. It is good, just not for Void, not for Void, but also for, I mean, yes, it is crazy that Neelix's burning ability is like an afterthought, but truly, Neelix as a burning officer for tribunes, augurs, etc. is also super valuable. So, yeah, unless you already have a tier 3 plus Neelix would be the best investment. Even then, like, because for me, Pseudo, the fact that I never have to hunt faction messages again is so great. And then I'm also, since I'm not a heavy spender, I am also working on trying to finish that Commerce Insignia run. You know the best way to finish the Commerce Insignia run? Hunting those stupid board cubes. You need Neelix to be able to afford to do that and still be doing your regular Voyager pulls. So, yeah, that's big for me. I think it's big for most. Getting Commerce Insignias. Which, even beyond the field training side of things, Commerce Insignias are huge because you're able to quickly speed up all these old loops. We were just talking about how can you save time in the game. And honestly, maybe I've undersold Neelix on that one and not explained that that's another way that he is so valuable. Neelix is going to help you finish old loops and save you time in the game. That's so big. Like, that is huge for me. And it's not just about the field training, that is a pain in the butt. It's also about just completing things faster. And if you start getting a lot of Commerce Insignias, you're getting more uncommon and rare ship parts, which obviously is a huge bottleneck. Then also, you're going to go ahead and finish that amalgam. You're going to go and finish that Aphesia. Getting your Cerritos up to get the new events. You're finishing old loops here without having to really bother with them as much. Maybe you don't want to deal with running things on the Wednesdays and doing Cerritos. Fine. Pull your stuff because you got Commerce Insignias out your butt. So, when are the Commerce Insignias start dropping 4-star? At level 4 Voyager, you start dropping 4-star ship parts, and then at level 8, it switches to 5-star. So be careful. Be careful. Be very careful on that one. Be mindful that that exists. I guess you're biased since you're done with all those loops. Well, Carissa, you're also a spender. But even without that, there's no way you're done with the uncommon ship part loop. There's no way. There's no way you're done with the uncommon ship part loop. Unless you're spending crazy amounts of Ford truck money. Like your Ford truck has been in so many wrecks, but you pay for collision insurance. Like you have the high insurance and you're using your Ford truck wreck insurance money. Every time that Ford Mustang wrecks, you replace it and then use the extra money to buy packs. There's no way that you're done with your Commerce Insignia grind. There's no way. Absolutely no way you're done with that Commerce Insignia grind. No way. There's no way. This is impossible. Got to be using all your Ford truck insurance money on packs. That's the only way you're done. Only way. But anyway, Neelix is great. I love Neelix. I think he's so valuable. That's why we're pushing him. That's why we're pushing him. I think that he is arguably the most valuable. I'd say he's a top 5 valuable officer in the game right now. Now that can change. A year from now, somebody can watch this and Neelix is no longer that valuable. Right now, he's that good. Right now, he's that good. So like for me, we did this on stream, but we did this on stream, I think, last night? Let's just use this as an example. So obviously these are the chance pulls of what I can get. Let's just say I got the mid pull. Let's just say I got the mid pull every time. And that's just, again, let's just say that. If I got to pull this because I start grinding basically every day, I'll even do the low one. Let's just say we got the low end one every time. And let's just say that we did it once every 2 days, right? That's it. Just every 2 days. I'm just going to multiply that by, 180. That's another 83,000 uncommon Explorer parts a year if I'm just pulling that. That doesn't count anything else. That's all I'm getting. I mean, that's super good. And then you combine that with Deep Space Nine and its pulls. Oh my gosh. Finally something to help take on those grinds and push back that you don't have to spend crazy money. So valuable. Have thought take Neelix to tier 3, Data to tier 3, and get Shax, or should I dump into Neelix? Now, to Carissa's point, by the way, Data is also very good. I love my Data. Enterprise E Data is very useful. I'm saying that Neelix is the most useful, but there is nothing wrong with getting both Neelix and Data to tier 3 and you get a lot of usability out of both of them. So you can get a lot of usability out of both of them. And yes, Brian, at tier 8, the Voyager Refinery will switch to 5-star. So be very careful about when you decide to upgrade your Voyager. But yeah, you can have a great loot crew with Epic Picard, Epic Data. I need to go do more Borg cubing. Speaking of Borg cubes. Tier 7 cube now. I got to go see if the spots that I've been working in are still as viable as the ones previously. Let's see. Swap. And get our cube out. And we'll send our cube. What can you upgrade? Probably not something I want to bother with. But you can upgrade a couple things. Gosh, that's a lot of ore. Oh my gosh, why do you want so much ore? Oh, she is such an ore. Just goodness. Oh, disgusting. Okay, anyway. I'm gonna head up here to gym space where I usually grind. We'll just go through and do that again. Go through and do that again. Treasury is a lot of ore. My plan is to get this treasury. I got last month's free. I should have this month's free as well. So my plan is to get both treasuries, but we'll see. Best laid plans of mice and men, right? By the time I finally get Voyager, Neelix will have better sourcing, so I don't want to spend on him. No, he won't, Frank. You might be new to this game, but no, he won't. Scopely knows how useful he is. He's not going to magically start getting amazing sourcing. You would be, not saying this offensively, you would be a fool to not invest in Neelix right now. You'd be a fool. Anybody in this game that's a veteran can chime into the chat right now and tell you very strongly that if an officer is poorly sourced, he is not going to be better sourced anytime soon. Anytime soon. Just not going to happen. Get him now or forever be without. Like, we're talking that it took 2 years for the regular Jean-Luc Picard to get some officer sourcing. It took 3 years for Harrison to get any level of sourcing. It took right around 3 years for Tau to get fixed and sourced. They know what officers are really good. It took over a year for the strike teams to finally get some level of decent sourcing. Oh, but wait, there's more. Why are you in the 48? I thought, okay, I thought it says Talis. Now you got Carol Freeman, and that doesn't even matter anymore. So listen to chat. You're not going to see a magic sourcing of nice ability just coming around the corner. That's not how Scopely operates. Expect the worst. You won't be disappointed. Grab it now. Grab it now. When the ship parts give rare ship parts, Charles, I'm not sure what you're asking. Are you talking about Voyager? That'd be tier 8. If you're talking about just the broken ones, those are going to be the level 50 plus ones in the 5-star range. I knew he was the go-to officer to get and max as much as possible. I saw both his abilities. They're going to be dribbling Neelix shards for years. I wouldn't be shocked. Even now, the Voyager officer sourcing that exists now is terrible. And Neelix isn't even in there. But the Voyager officer sourcing that already exists is abysmally bad. This is arguably the worst officer sourcing for a group of officers in the entire game. This is arguably the worst sourcing for a group of officers in the entire game. And Neelix isn't even in there. So, if you got the opportunity, get him now. Get him now. I would get Neelix to at least tier 2, Frank. Tier 2 takes your summoning cost from 500 to 323. Minimum tier 2. If you are out there, because I don't know where exactly you're at, Frank, like if you need, say, a Meridian or a Mantis, you don't have those ships, you do want to unlock them. But I would definitely at least get Neelix to tier 2. So, And that doesn't mean that there aren't other things that are valuable in there. Like Epic Picard has value. He really does. It's just, it costs so much to dive into him when the Voyager officers and even Admiral Freeman is a valuable below decks officer if you're a higher level, like K92 is here. Slag is here. K92 would probably be, I bet K92, if he's still listening, invested heavily in Neelix and Freeman. Admiral Freeman, the rare one, simply because of the rep boost that he gives. How can I grind Voyager blueprints? So pray, there is a Voyager refinery, and you need to kill Hirogen hostiles to get Hirogen relics, and then you'll turn that in every day. I think it's 500 relics that you turn in every day to get one Voyager blueprint. So, a ranked up Pike, J.J. Abrams Pike. Congrats, Piano. Congrats. Is Picard Bev Enterprise E Data a good second crew for Waves? It's solid. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that one. Depending on a slew of other things, you know, what artifacts you have unlocked, things like that, what's below decks. Not a terrible run. Yeah, Paul, there's no Voyager BPs in this event store. There are no Voyager BPs in this event store. Sadly, no Voyager BPs in the event store. How big is the chance the Overlords add more Romulan or Klingon officers in the near future? No idea. With this game being based on a franchise that is almost completely Federation based, it's tough for them to find ships and officers that are Klingon. Now, Klingons are a little bit easier, but Romulans are definitely difficult to find more, and there are already about a dozen Romulan officers in the game. Some of the more well-known ones are already there, but yeah. All right, we're gonna just do, let's just send you there because these are easy missions. Get back to all these other grinds. How big is this? All right, I did that. What level do you start working to get the Katinga? First time shards appear. Where? Like faction store, away team? Right around 41. Level 14, and you have Freeman at level 2. Love the rep boost. I mean, it could be valuable anywhere. I specifically called out K92 because he's in the 60s. You know, and their next rep lock is 500 billion. So anything that can boost the rep up there is super valuable. Super valuable. Yeah. You'd find a lot of Romulan Klingon officers in the Star Trek movies. Well, there's honestly not even a lot of Romulan officers in the movies. There's some in Nemesis, but those are mostly Remans you run into. There are some Romulans, but like Tomalak, already in the game. Sela, already in the game. And we can definitely argue that those characters are kind of wasted in terms of like their strength and abilities and everything. But they are in the game. And I do agree that more are needed. Let's see, we can find... I got another guy grinding cubes, so we're both eating up these 50s trying to find more. 5-star ship BPs coming to away teams? Eventually. I don't have a date of when, Mike, but eventually that'll happen. Don't know when. Every Romulan officer so underwhelming and bad. The best Romulan officer is still probably... Technically, is probably Baitor or Sharvanik are probably the best ones. Romulan. But yeah, Curl is already in the game. So there are definitely ways that we could find it as Trek fans. Like, hell, I've got the Trek. Here, I've got a couple of packs of the Star Trek trading card game from the 90s right here. Let's see if we can find a Romulan officer real quick. Usually this would be something we did on Twitch, but let's see if we can find a Romulan officer real quick. All right, so we've got Kanera as a Klingon. He pursued the criminal's course in Kamel in 2364 until their deaths on the USS Enterprise offered Worf a position on the Klingon Defense Force. So here's your Klingon, Kanera. See if we can find a Romulan in here. Doesn't look like this set has... All right, no Romulan in that pack. We'll open one more pack, see if we find a Romulan. We found a Romulan ship, the T'Pau, a Romulan ship. So I guess that's something. Oh, there's the Stargazer. I think that's actually a rare. That actually has value. And no Romulan in that pack. Should we open one more pack, see if we find a Romulan? But there you go. Star Trek trading card game. We found one Romulan ship and one Klingon officer. And yes, I'm that level of nerd that I just have this on my desk. Okay, I'll do one more for you, just because I'm trying to find some Romulan officer. I'm literally just trying to find some Romulan officer. Hey, Samuel Clemens. I remember that episode. Hey, found one. We got one. Ooh, I remember that one. Okay. So many Gibsons. Okay, so I found one Romulan and one Klingon officer. Now, these are from the next generation. So, like, we're talking about finding things that they can actually use. I'm going to make my face real big real quick. So, this is when, with the powers of Q, Riker made the ideal Klingon mate for Worf. It's one of the hottest scenes in TV history. But her name is technically Kashyyyk, I guess. And then a Romulan officer, commander of the Imperial Romulan warbird Terex during the Pegasus incident, 2370, Sorol. He is not in the game. So there you go. We found a Romulan officer thanks to the Star Trek trading card game from the 90s. There you go. Rev with the random nerd stuff. Now you know if you didn't know. Now you know. Now we can send that off to Scopely and be like, hey, here's quite literally Star Trek. Add them in. Add them in. Also, thank you, Falcon, for dropping the donate link. If anybody wants to support the channel, I can only do what I do with the help of you and this camera that's blurry. So, even if you just donate $5, every little bit helps, especially here during Christmas time. For those that don't know, we will be hosting a Ripper here for Christmas. So, we are trying to get things all sorted and put together. So, if you want to help out, greatly appreciated. Never required, but a huge thank you if you choose to do it. Everybody gets a shout out if they do it as well. Thank you so much. All right. You have a bunch of those cars in the basement. I have a bunch of them too, unopened. So as you can see, I am a next level Star Trek nerd because why not? What else would I be? What else do you expect me to be? So anyway, back to the questions. Well, the Romulans from Star Trek Picard's? I mean, those technically were our Romulans. So yeah, sure. Why not? Those are indeed Romulans. So, again, it's also, on the other side of that, it's not even just mentioning officers. It's also, you know, Paramount approving it and then building a story around it and all that other stuff. If there's a willing, there will at least find a dozen non-fed officers of adding. You've also got to consider this. And whether we want to admit it or not as players, you have to acknowledge this is a business. Would, for example, this one that I pulled, Sorol, would this make any money? Like, just because of the character? Like, there are people who went and got Sela just because it's Sela, and they wanted Sela, regardless of how effective she was. There are people who get Troy because she's Troy, regardless of if she's even doing anything in the game. People who go after Picard and Data because they're their favorite characters. Is the average person spending money on that? Probably not. So you have to give it a great ability to make that happen. And we can already see they struggle with balance in their abilities in officers and ships. So there's definitely layers to that, right? And how they can do things. You push for Sela because she countered Khan, then Honor Guard Worf came out. Yeah, and that counter lasted less than a month. It was hilarious. But yeah. Not even talk about Jadzia. How much did you spend on Jadzia, David? This is a safe space. You can tell us how much you spent on Jadzia here. We will not judge you. How much did you spend on Jadzia? We will not judge you. Archer's Enterprise also has a niche following. Maybe that's why it hasn't been added to an arc yet. I can say this. I know when they're going to do that. I know when Archer and the gang come to the game. So that says something. That says something. I mean, these have so many great episodes in it. Oh, so many good episodes. I scroll through these cards and there's so many good episodes. Anyway, I got to put these down or I'm going to get focused on those. I'm going to get focused on them. You glad to hear they're adding them? Frig, you're that glad! Exclamation point donate. Because I told you here first. I told you first. Ha ha! Alright. Has there been any talk on improving the Borg Queen, given her captain's ability? There's not been any talks that I'm aware of, Damien. No. Negative. You pay a good amount of money for an epic Tomalak. He was badass. Yeah, and again, in the game right now, like, he feels completely underwhelming, right? And it sucks, as he is such a cool character from Star Trek. But here in the game, he just feels so meh. He feels so meh. But I do wish that Tom Locke was better. But yeah, anyway, there's definitely ways that they can make this game better from a collection standpoint for hardcore Star Trek fans and improve on the longevity. We do not have time because that stream would be too long. It'd be longer than a DJ show to go over all the ways that they can make this game better for, lore reasons and stuff. Will they add the NX-01 as a playable ship? Have to wait and see. Blitz, but I can tell you that I know about Enterprise. That's all I can say. Enterprise could be happening next December. I didn't tell you when. I'm just saying that I know about it. So we'll see. Bad thing is, since the show was Federation focused, the non-Fed officers always got outsmarted by Picard. Well, that in Picard was a brilliant tactician, as was Sisko. Credit where credit's due. And I am currently cubing out real quick. How much have I grabbed? Yeah, that's enough. I'll go ahead and recall. Because I don't feel like doing it all day. Do you think there'll be spend event on the anniversary tokens? No. Just go ahead and turn those all in. Just go ahead and turn all those in. Q as an officer would be great. I don't think Q as an officer would work because you'd either have to make him too weak or too strong. And either way, I think it's probably bad for the average Joe. Or Joanne. Or Diane. Who even names their kid Diane anymore? But maybe. Is Enterprise Troy worth it? She's solid. She's not amazing. She really needs to be tiered up to be of much value to most players. Be pretty tiered up. Wait until they think of pulling things like Future and Perfect Enterprise crew? No, thank you. Let's not get the Enterprise J in here. Let's not get the Enterprise J. All right. How about them Cowboys? I don't know. I've been working. What's happening? Here, let me pull up my media site real quick. Rams are beating the Commanders. Looks like that's going to wrap up. What happened to the Cowboys? Oh, lost to the Bills. I mean, it was in Buffalo. I would probably give advantage to Josh Allen there. Wow, was it snowing? Jeez, that was a Cook game apparently. I have to go back and watch the highlights. Turn to the Enterprise. Where is the Enterprise? You got to do your missions, by the way. If you haven't picked them up, go pick them up. Go Bears. Yeah, go Bears. Bears won. I know my Saints won. I watched that one. Commanders are losing to the Rams, which Saints play them Thursday night. So if you're wondering where I'll be, that's where I'll be. Bears lost to the Browns. Nice. Bears lost to the Browns. Bears have really good draft picks, though, so at least that's something. Q captain makes all officer powers work on any target. Yeah, again, see, that doesn't even sound like any level of balance or fun. It sounds like a horrible officer ability. So I think that's the problem with Q is Q would have to have his own mechanic, like the Q's trials. That makes sense. Making Q an officer, unless you did like the human Q thing, makes no sense at all. You love your 10 million Enterprise. You destroy 100 million rare Jem'Hadar solo with it. Nice, Kenneth. Congrats. Good job. As I try to push through these missions real quick. Got my battle pass done. I have missed a couple days on battle pass, so I do need to get better about that. But I just didn't worry about it this week. It's been Christmas, so trying to keep up with Christmas, you know. Hopefully y'all have gotten all your gift shopping done if you do any gift shopping for anybody. I'm still waiting on Ripper's gift to come in, so hopefully that comes in relatively soon. It hasn't really come in yet, but I hope it comes in soon. But Ripper's gift was ordered, so I'm excited about him spending Christmas with the fam. Does the next arc start on January 2nd? Can't tell you, Dave. Any news on the whip getting fixed? Nope. Just be warned, if you're going to take it to tier 9/tier 10, it starts breaking in the refinery. Starts breaking in the refinery. The refinery basically disappears. So be warned. Be ye warned of the problems of the forbidden technology that is known as... Oh, we got to do anomalous phenomenon. That's what I haven't done yet. We got to go do anomalous phenomenon. Really would like a recruit SLB. The problem with that, Sneed, and we try to get them to run them, recruit SLBs don't make any money. So again, that's one of the difficulties about getting a recruit SLB. They don't make any money. Also, why am I doing so bad with this? I feel like I'm doing terrible. Why am I doing so terrible? I'm doing much worse than I should be doing. I don't know, maybe because I went to 48, so I should be doing 46s. I don't remember. I feel like I'm doing much worse than I should be. What do you mean you're is broken, Plow? You're only sitting on 270,000 ultras? Exactly, Carissa. And that's why they don't do the leaderboards for them, because leaderboards and heroic events are meant to be spend events. And if people are sitting on 200,000 ultras, well, they're not going to make any money selling ultras. I mean, I've been saying that for a while, Sneed. Just use your tokens if you got them. Just use them. Yeah, I mean, they've been very clear that that's the reason that they don't run those events very often. Now, that event could pop up in 2 weeks, right? But that's why they don't run very often. And that's why we typically tell people to spend them instead of sitting on them, because the officers that you could unlock are probably going to be more valuable than what the rewards of that leaderboard would be anyway. Trax, and I feel like that's getting into like a chicken versus the egg type argument. I'm just telling you I'm just letting you know how things are, right? How I can repair 2 ships at a time. You have to buy a second repair slot. The second repair slot is a purchase you make in the store. You save about 50,000 for recruit SMSs that pop up sometimes. That's fair. Like if you have, 200,000, spend them. If you want to keep you a small... I made a video about this many months ago. If you want to keep you a small little cachet of 50K, do it. But otherwise, spend them jokers. Wow, that sounds like you need a ticket, man. Sounds like you need a ticket. Let's see, gold. Oh, it's not technically what I wanted to do, but we'll send you out. Where is this? There it is. Nemesis Part 3. Defeat the Riemann vessel. I bet it's not even going to be the Scimitar. Nope, it's a regular Noskin. Of course it is. $60. You say overpriced, but again, The prices in this game are set based on the demographic of this game and what makes them the most money. So you run an ultra spin SLB every 2 weeks for a few months to get players to burn their stashes to make money on buying ultras. Yeah, and they're just not going to do that. They've got other things to make money on. Simple as that. We've literally begged and pleaded for those leaderboards and those events. And besides getting a one or two handed out here and there, it just doesn't happen. So that's just why we've gotten to the point where at least I tell people, spend your stuff. If you're sitting on them, spend it. I've got 81,000 premiums. Just spend them. You know, get the stuff you need. Just go for it. And now that it's easier to do it with the new quality of life edition, yeah, just go ahead and pull those things. And if an event rolls around, well, it sucks, but at least you got officers, right? At least you earn transporter patterns. At least you've gotten better and stronger as a player for away teams and stacking below decks and doing all the things that you need to do. I know, Brian. Why do people feel like they need to tell me things as if I don't know that? I know. I still like clicking the button. I still like clicking the button. You're not going to tell me something I don't know. Why do people feel like the need to say things? I like clicking skip. Think that should rotate what's in the pool? Thinking you can only get a certain officer every month, I'd spend them. Again, I mean, I've shot suggestions like that. We've tried to push events like that. The best thing that I can say is Scopely is the most inefficient game company in the world. That's all I can really say. They have a massive roster, as in like they have a massive payroll. They have like over 200 people working on this game. It is bloat, it is inefficient, and it is a bad product with an amazing community and an amazing IP. And that just is the darn truth of it. It's just the darn truth of it. This game should not have 250 employees. So they did special ultra packs for a few months. I'm guessing no one was getting them because they cost more ultras than normal pulls. I don't even remember off the top of my head what that is in reference to, honestly. They did a Voyager Ultra Recruit, you spend them. But yeah, but then they'd be giving away things they'd see as money. That's one thing that players just are different than the game at, and they don't see it that. Everything in this game is money. Everything. All of it's money. Janeway is money. Neelix is money. And they know that Carissa is sitting on 200,000 ultras. They're not going to just give away something for free. And that's what it would be doing because so many people hoard these gacha tokens. They're not going to give away stuff for free. So that's how we get stuck. So unless we just got people to just magically get rid of all their hoards, then maybe that would start happening, right? But y'all, as a player, you see digital items that are worth nothing. As a company, they see thousands of dollars with every officer going from 1 to 5, like maxing it out. They see thousands of dollars. So and that's the key. That's why there isn't going to be like a Neelix Ultra box. Because people like Rev and Neelix, Rev and Carissa have got, you know, hundreds of thousands of tokens just sitting there. Back when Multiphasics first came out, there was special recruits for Multiphasics, and the recruit came into Ultras. I'd like to see those limited time gotchas. They still have the special events for the website if you buy Multiphasics. They still have those. You made the $1,800 full via PayPal on your list, so $200 missing, and think you'll earn it soon. What do you mean, Kenneth? What do you mean? Call back to earlier. I'd spend all of my Latinum on common recruits. Oh, Kenneth, you donated to the channel. Oh, well, thank you. Let me go take a look. Yeah, thank you for calling it out. Okay, I see it. Now, let's see how good your math is, because I'm about to input it. Let's check Kenneth's math. Kenneth, number one, thank you for supporting me and the kids. I really do appreciate it. Let me put this in, and let's see how good your math was. Did you math it out correctly? I've had people who didn't math it out correctly. So Kenneth was very kind. Exclamation point donate. Never required, but greatly appreciated. Donated $21.38. So for all the math nerds out there who love OCD, 2138. And we do track this, and a big thank you to Kenneth. Bam. There you go. Right on the nose. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. I have Neelix. Is he not a use on Voyager? It's 2 levels above my 32. So he still has used Dargon as a below deck officer for creating burning. That is Neelix does. He still has value as a below deck officer for creating burning. But 90% of his use is definitely as a Voyager car or as a Voyager seat. And again, Kenneth, a big thank you. I really do appreciate that. It's very, very kind of you to do. Very, very kind of you. You know if there's Tom Paris next spin event currency SOB? I do not, Mental. No. I would doubt it, but maybe. Never know. Never know. Hit this. Trying to get all these Nemesis missions done. What's up, Billy Bob? How you doing? Good to see you. Hopefully having a fantastic weekend. I think it's been pretty productive. I played a lot of Baldur's Gate on stream with everybody, and my first time ever doing anything Dungeons and Dragons related, so it's been quite an experience. Quite an experience. I don't know if anybody's ever done D&D, so. Sure wish they had the Meridian refit in the event store. It was in the last one. Also, no minor auto defenses. To be honest, Piano, I think that's forgotten content, but can certainly bring it up again with the Overlords. I feel like that's probably forgotten content. My phone is buzzing. Why is my phone buzzing? Wow, what is this? Mike, I appreciate you. Wow, Mike, thank you so much. All right, Mike just did something cruel and unusual, but thank you, Mike, for supporting me and my family. I do appreciate this. Mike just did something cruel and unusual. If you like OCD and pretty numbers, Mike said, suck it up. Mike just donated to support me and the kids. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. You know that character had a model? You mean Arasek? Yeah. Maybe you hadn't updated your game client while you were running the missions or something. But yeah, Arasek has got a model in the game. Now he just needs to be an officer in the game. We're talking about needing Romulan officers. He just needs to be actually an officer in the game. Defeat the Riemann vessel. It's still not the scimitar. Boo. Why do they not give me the scimitar? It's literally the only Riemann vessel we know about. So silly. All right, there's part 9 done. Now we need to go do part 10 to finish that off. All right, so go hit that. And then back to our Talios grind. Think they could put an Enterprise D scan for the Ent? That old one they did? I mean, we can remind them. It has no bonus. Again, all these things can be brought up. It's just whether or not they'll actually do them, but sure. Thought the Marie Reefer was in the event store. Is it? I don't know if it is or not because I've already got it, so I can't see it. I don't remember if it is. If people are saying it is, I tend to believe people. So, all right, I gotta kill hostiles, so I guess I'll do that while we wait. What's the meta for the Borg Cube? Depends on the tier, Brian, but short answer is the crews that you should be using are hostile crews. There's not like a Borg specific crew. A hostile cruise is the answer. Meridian is in there. I don't know if the refit's in. I honestly don't. On to the message. Oh wait, that's not. I'm looking for gold border. And then also Nemesis part 10. Defeat the Riemann vessel again. It's not even the scimitar. Defiant refit they add looks fire. Yeah, the Section 31 one looks really cool. Looks like something out of Tron. I think it looks pretty cool. Check my server 90 account. I don't have a server 90 account, Shiaton. I don't have a server 90 account. Tier 5 cube can one-shot 30 interceptors? It can. Yes, it can, Sneed. Yep. Mine's up to tier 7 now, so getting slightly more annoying with the grind, but not too bad. Haven't seen many videos. Had a rough, busy month. Sorry to hear about that, Fractal. What are your thoughts on the 4th BP to run in a month? Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I truly don't understand when people get upset about the number of BPs. It's literally either spend to get more or you just got more free events. I have no problem with the BPs at all. They could have 15 BPs and I wouldn't care at all. Have as many BPs as you want. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. I'm either going to buy them or I'm not. And I have not bought the territory one, nor will I be buying the wave defense one. But yeah, meh. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. Have as many as you want. Doesn't mean I have to buy them. I am on server 97. Thimbro. I am on server 97 with a level 17 account. Is this arc in here? Is there going to be another part? I guess we'll just have to wait and see, Rosh. Guess you'll just have to wait and see. Clicking through the missions. Shadow Force. Remember me doing that. What mission was that? Is that the gold mission? Ah, it was the new gold border mission. All right, so I am trying to do my gold border missions. Trying to catch up on those. Territory BP is not terrible. I don't think the territory BP is bad value if you're completing all the legs. I don't think it's a bad value. I am one of those guys that like, I can't spend that much money. I can spend some, but I can't spend oodles and goodles. So I'm limited. And the battle pass is fine, $20 a month. And that's just kind of where I'm at. But it doesn't make it bad. If you're able to actually complete that with your group, definitely value. All right, did I finish all of... I think I finished them. I think we finished them. Territory BP is not terrible. Yeah, agreed. I don't even think the wave defense one's terrible. I really don't. I get that not everybody's going to want to go after it, but I don't think it's a bad value. I think neither of these are a terrible value. It's just whether or not you actually want to go through that process and do those. But I don't think they're bad value. What's up, AQ? How you doing? Do you know why the event schedule on the news board disappeared? Nope. Desi is not very valuable. Q to look at. Hint acquired. User on away teams or rare occasions. I don't know how that's a hint acquired, but sure. Sure. Everybody coming in here for the memorial. See some big ships here. Several Enterprise Ds. There's Deradexes. Praetor's got his Minerva there. At least the Minerva looks semi-decent in space. It ain't good, though. Corvus. Man, people really park their big stuff here. I mean, Anubis was a guy that I think everybody liked. Even if you weren't in his alliance, I think most people liked Anubis. Cool dude. So there's Vorcha. So now I'm just kind of peering at the ships. Love the skin of the Enterprise on that. A Galor skin. That's pretty cool. Ton of Borg cubes. Ton of Borg cubes. Yeah. Thank you, William. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I mean, it's just, it's the sad part of the game, right? People pass away, things happen, but still sucks. Minerva's terrible for sure. What is it with a ship that does not fire an attack in around 268? I don't know if I'd say terrible, but the 6-star ships are definitely made to operate inside the 6-star economy. I will say that. They're definitely made to operate inside of a certain economy. Again, Mike and Kenneth, thank you both to supporting the family tonight. I really do appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. See my kids Probably try to put them in bed. It's going to be a fun pain in the butt. And then might do a cozy stream doing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm not sure how many people here do Baldur's Gate 3. We've been streaming it on Twitch. So if you're interested, I might do that tonight, but we're going to wrap up. And then we got videos coming out throughout the week. If y'all haven't already, check out the territory video. That is a very useful tool if you're out there. Live long and plunder. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. Catch you on the next Star Trek Fleet Command video tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you. And that's it. I'm out.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.